My
No,
friends,
that's us, right?
we are gathered to celebrate those responsible for our victory. Of those who stood against the Darkspawn
that's
siege
us.
of Denerim, there is one
Yes.
in particular who deserves commendation. The one who led the final charge against the
survived.
demon
Don't stress me out, chat.
remains with us still. An inspiration to all he saved that day. Ladies and gentlemen, may I formally present my betrothed, who will soon be your queen.
Yeah, but they didn't change that.
My friend, it is hard to imagine how you could have aided Ferelden more. I think it only appropriate that I return the favor. As a reward, and as an engagement present, I offer you a boon of your choice.
Me as your queen. Oh well. Queen. Well, whatever it takes to marry, right? The mods really mess with this. I don't have that many mods, actually. It shouldn't have messed with the ending. I think 3 is very in character, so let's go with that. I asked that the house pay for what they did to my... then again, it's just the family and we already killed the main perpetrator, right? The sacrifices of the Wardens should not be forgotten again.
Now that's a very good point. I think we can begin with a monument here in Denerim, dedicated to the Grey Wardens who have fallen. Duncan, Riordan, all of them. And it is high time some scholars were collected to learn more about the Darkspawn. We'll face them again, with the dwarves as well as here. Let it also be known that the Arling of Amaranthine, once the land of I'll, is now granted to the Grey Wardens. There they can rebuild, following the example of those who went before them.
Fancy.
What are your plans? I assume with the wedding you will be remaining in Ferelden.
Yes, because he used some romance mod to go for Alistair as a man, I'm sure. I would be surprised if that actually changes something with Morrigan, cause we could go through that, right? Anyway. Awakening! I mean, it also definitely registered that we did something with Morrigan, because we are alive, and we can also say we want to find her. I think you'll need my help.
Well, I didn't want to come right out and say it, but I'm relieved you'll be...
I mean, we're married, we're not going to leave.
There's a group of Ferelden citizens waiting outside to get a look at their hero. I suggest you make at least a brief appearance before they storm the gate. Just tell the guard at the door when you're ready.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're not going to go for Awakening tonight, because here it's past midnight, and we're gonna wrap this up, the main story, but Awakening we're going to start another time.
So, we made it. I'm impressed, aren't you? I was so scared that I might lose you. But here you are. And here I am. Not bad, right? I guess Morrigan was telling the truth after all. About the ritual. The rest of the Grey Wardens haven't arrived yet from Orlais. But they've already sent questions. What should I tell them?
I gotta say, I'm surprised that that the mod's actually messed, cause in the mod it's like one of the most popular mods for Dragon Age Origins actually. And in the mods and also in the comments it was like, it's definitely going to work. So I'm surprised it kind of messed up. But I mean, in the end, it was like one cutscene which was kind of messed up. And I mean, also for the most part, they even changed like the dialogue so to include like the correct pronouns, right? I still think it's a very nice mod. I'm very glad to, well, have run with Alistair. Imagine how pissed the Grey Wardens would be that you survived. Alright. And yeah, I'm in Germany, so yeah, just kind of later. I guess you're probably in the US, right? I mean, I would just tell them the truth, right? Tell them the truth.
Then a Maleficar saved you and then ran off? I'm not sure you want that. Or Morrigan, or me even. No, I suppose I'll just keep that to myself. I can shrug and look stupid. It's a talent. Speaking of Morrigan, do you know where she went? I'm told she vanished right after the battle. No goodbyes or anything.
I also wonder why she like immediately left, right? No, she doesn't want to be followed.
Very dramatic. I don't imagine she'd be easy to find if she didn't want to be. At any rate, I can't wait to be alone with you. These formal affairs drive me insane.
Yeah. Almost like she had a magic mirror. But I mean, like a portable one? We'd be married soon, you know?
If there was anyone I could have picked, it would have been you. I'll let you get to your adoring public. They want to see the hero of Ferelden, and who am I to keep them waiting?
And I mean, even if there was like more than one bit messy cutscene, I really like the romance of Alistair. Was definitely worth it. So, I guess we can talk to everyone once more, and then we're off.
So it survived after all. My
It
impression
did.
that all creatures made of flesh were hopelessly squishy was, premature.
You're right about most people. I even exploded off camera.
No doubt.
Well, on
It
camera.
has proven to me, however, that fleshiness does not automatically mean squishiness. It has made me revise my opinion of its kind, my kind. I am, or at least was, a dwarf. A creature of flesh. I have to keep reminding myself that. In fact, I think I may even try to become one again.
Fancy. I mean, I wonder how she's going to make that. But yeah. Good ending, worth it. Right! Really cool ending of the story. Better romance ending than in Inquisition. Come again.
Wynne has offered to accompany me to Tevinter to speak with the mages there. The Circle of Minrathrus has the largest collection of arcane knowledge in Thedas. If it is possible to reverse this process, then the knowledge to do so will be there, or that is my hope. And if not, then I will keep looking. I have nothing if not time, yes?
Good point. I suppose that's true.
I intend to return eventually, unless I finally decide to destroy all pigeons everywhere. That may take a while, but otherwise I will come back. If it
Shale, the
happens
pigeon
to one day
exterminator.
see a tiny little dwarf who appears very nervous of being squished, that will be me. Until then, I wish it well. You have been a fine friend.
Aww. You, finally, after all those years. I really thought you wouldn't take the ritual and die personally. Depends on the character. I mean, I think if I would have like decided like closer to what I would decide, I would definitely have said no. But for Ellen, like priorities are like that. Like not too mistrustful, like somewhat, but not that much. And also more selfish, just like I want to have an ending for myself.
It is over. I can barely believe it. You stopped the civil war and then defeated the Blight. On behalf of Ferelden, allow me to say thank you. It truly cannot be said enough.
No. I'm a Grey Warden, and that's what we do.
So I'm learning.
I kinda had to become one though.
Staying here in the capital. The hero of Ferelden will have influence, and there is much to be done. Myself, I will be remaining here to help Alistair. Tegan will take over the rule of Redcliffe.
What's up
at least
with
for the
him?
time being. Connor seems well enough, and Isolde refuses to speak of what happened. She says she never wants to go back. I cannot thank you enough for saving them. They are the joy of my existence. But here I am rambling on. I shall let you get back to your celebration, Warden. Enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, your wife still sucks though. He's desperate for attention. Kinda, right? I mean, now he stopped. Hey, Fergus.
When I heard that my little brother was not only a Grey Warden,
I also thought he died.
Ferelden into battle.
You're alive.
I was surprised, to put it mildly, Father. He would have been so proud
How
of
did you survive?
I know I am.
Where?
You've done good.
Your wife's a bitch, but you're cool. What happened to you, Fergus?
I never made it to the battle at Ostagar. We
Oh,
were still scouting in the wilds
lucky.
when we were attacked by a party of Darkspawn. Most
That's
of my
lucky.
men were killed. I woke up 2 weeks later in a chase-in hut, wounded and feverish. By the time I was able to sneak out of the wilds, you were already marching to Denerim. I tried to get word to High Ever. You can imagine what happened, I suppose.
I'm sorry about Oghren and Oriana. They named their child Oghren after Oriana? Oh well.
Yes, I'm trying not to think too much about them. Hal was a greedy, traitorous bastard. I just wish I'd been there to help you kill him. At least Amaranthine now belongs to the Grey Wardens. There's some justice in that, I think. I need to go back to High Ever. See if I can clean up the mess Hal made of it. I will see you soon, I hope.
The wedding, for certain. No comment? I'm marrying the king? Okay. Then not.
So here we are. The conquering hero has won the day, and now he takes his bow and exits the stage.
I also think it was
A
Flemeth
fine
finding
ending.
Fergus. You should be taking a bow with me.
And my part was small. I'm happy to watch you receive the accolades. It's quite fun. You know, I can't help now but think of my vision. The Maker sent me to help you, and look what you did. It's a miracle. It truly is. I've been asked by the chantry to return to the Urn of Sacred Ashes. I need to make sure it's protected. Maybe pilgrims can even begin going there again.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't stop the guy, brother Ginny TV. Are you sure that's a good idea?
Of course I do. I can't think of anything more important. I can give something back to the entire world. It will be a grand adventure of my very own. I'm looking forward to it. At any rate, you should get back to the celebration. We can speak another time.
Hey, Roland.
It's good to see you. I was hoping I would have the chance to say goodbye before I leave, and to thank you for everything.
I mean, you could stay, right? So, what are your plans now?
I'll be leaving tonight. I'll go back to my father's estate. I'll start anew there. Farewell. May the Maker always watch over you.
He sounds kinda sad, right? This whole action of Roland in the end kinda seemed like a refused lover or something. Pot.
I will be relieved when all this pomp and ceremony is done.
He doesn't look
Such events
comfortable.
are perfect opportunities for assassins, after all. I can't help but expect the crows to appear at any moment, which would be a welcome break, mind you.
You think the crows will still come after you?
Eventually. With Taliesin dead, it may take them time to figure out what has happened, but they are like the tides, predictable. You know, it does occur to me that staying in one place is only going to invite the crows to find me that much quicker. While fun, that might eventually get complicated. You said earlier that you are planning on remaining here. Is that true?
I mean, I'm literally the king, or, well, excuse me, I'm literally the queen. You aren't thinking of leaving, are you?
That was the idea. See the world, meet some people, rob a few of them blind. Do you have something different in mind?
I mean, we know we're kind of seeing him in Dragon Age 2, right? You're welcome to stay.
Then let the crows bring
Or
it
court
on.
assassin.
I can mock them while you crush their skulls. It's the sort of thing that made us friends, after all. Brings a tear to the eye, really. Well then, since I am sticking around, I suppose we'll have plenty of time to speak later, yes? So go on and get paraded about. It's fun to watch. Don't worry. I'll
Hey,
keep
at
an
least
eye
someone
on
is
you
staying
and
with
make sure
us.
no one gets a clear shot. Not without paying me a great deal of coin, anyhow.
Great.
The hero of Ferelden. My. How does it feel?
My Court Assassin Master of Whispers is a better name. Not Court Assassin Master of Whispers is a better name. It is true that. But I mean, we know what happened to Master of Whispers in Rogue Trader, so maybe not. It's a little strange.
Of that I have no doubt. It's a title you'll be wearing for a long time to come, just as Loghain wore his. But it's not so bad, is it?
I hope we're better than Loghain.
Defeated with the other nations barely becoming aware. Who could ask for better?
Absolutely true.
I'm glad not to be on the receiving end of all this attention myself. I say, let the young have their fame. Not that I've gone without notice. Irving asked me to take over as first enchanter, but I don't wish to go back. Not after all this. Instead, I've decided
He's
to
becoming a rogue apostate?
Shale has expressed a desire to go to Devinter to look into
I mean, she literally is, right?
Immortality. And I will join her.
Aww. I mean, it's very cool that they do that together, and I also really like that she's like an apostate now. She looks even older than before the fight. Sounds like fun.
I understand you are remaining in Denerim, so we will likely see each other a great deal. I look forward to it. For now, I imagine the hero of Ferelden still has much to do. Good luck.
I think also, since I said earlier, playing like an elven mage would have been fun as well. I think also an elven mage as the new, well, king or queen or whatever, also would have been like lots of fun. Hey, Oghren.
Humans have a better taste for
not
spirits
favorite
than
drunk.
I thought. The ale up here is actually good. Orzammer ale tastes like dirt in comparison. Probably because they put dirt in it.
Yeah, maybe.
Go figure.
Ew. I don't think a mage can become ruler of Alistair. Really? Enjoying yourself already, I see.
After what we went through, I think I've earned it. I think you've earned it. So I guess you're staying here in Denerim? Unless my hearing's bad, which happens.
That's the plan.
I'm thinking I'll stick around myself. At least for a bit.
Oh,
I got
no.
offered a spot in the human army. And not as a mascot either. You know, these humans aren't bad for all their long legs.
Only a human noble can marry Alistair. Really? Otherwise, like, he just says no, or what happens? Yeah, gosh, another drunk soldier. You done adventuring?
Maybe, for a bit. Talk to me in a year or so when I'm bored, and maybe I'll think differently. Ah, well, enough babbling. That pot-bellied son of a whore Tegan said I'd pass out before drinking an entire barrel of pickle juice. I aim to prove him wrong.
Oh, gosh. Take care of yourself, Oghren. Okay?
Been good traveling with you, Warden. Don't get lost in the shuffle now.
Oh boy. I really hope, Luna, that you don't mean that seriously. Yeah, remember that chantry doesn't allow mages to have any political power. Magic exists to serve men, not rule over them. You're unfortunately right. I hate the chantry. He breaks up with you, I'm sure. Aww. I don't know, never romance Alistair, obviously. Didn't you say in the beginning that you started like a run to romance Alistair? I was like kind of odd to hear the name. If you're not hardened Alistair, he will break up with you becoming king. Otherwise, you're his consort. Ah. I mean, don't care about that. Being like an elven mage consort. Let's go. He bounces around you, barking excitedly. Let's pet him one last time. He rolls around happily on his back. Yeah. Not only is pickle juice actually good. No. Just no. There's another dog. Does Sten have a dog? What?
It is good to see you again, Kadan. These people, they call you hero. It is a strange word, but I think I understand its meaning. The Arishok on occasion has declared a qunari to be Kunoran Vel, one who serves as an example to others. Such examples are always made after their death, however. A death in service to the Qun. A living Kunoran Vel would be too proud.
It sounds like lots of fun being a qunari. Do the qunari celebrate and put on parades?
When a Kunoran Vel is declared, certainly.
What do
It
they
is one
celebrate?
of few occasions when the qunari are permitted to engage in revelry. There is imbibing of spirits, public chanting, meditations abandoned. It is madness.
Oof. Don't you ever smile?
I am smiling. I suppose I should tell
Uh-huh.
you. I have decided to return to my people. Your quest is done, and thus so is my reason for accompanying you.
I can't imagine a qunari party. I can, but I think my view is twisted because of Iron Bull from Inquisition. And he loves partying. No, of course I don't. Who would drink pickle juice out of the jar? Not me. Oh no, Luna. You are a heretic. I could go with you if you like. No, never. We're not going to go to the qunari. The Darkspawn are still a threat.
But the Blight is done. I have an answer for the Arishok that no longer requires the question. It must be said. You found my sword and gave me a chance to restore my honor. I owe you a great debt.
Hey, now he... I just wanted to say now he was almost smiling. If you say so.
I do. Perhaps I shall see you again one day. Until then, may you always find the path you seek. Farewell, Kadan.
Alrighty. I mean, I also gotta say, I don't like pickles. Pickle juice is just like the same, like as bad as normal pickles.
Are you ready, my lord? The crowds outside are getting restless.
What a great thing to say, like near the ending of a game. Yes, I'm ready. Let's go.
Right. I'll take you there now. Follow me.
The month that followed this coronation, Alistair proved to be a popular king. If largely unwilling to involve himself in matters of governing, he travelled often, making appearances in towns throughout Ferelden to the great delight of the commoners. They referred to him as king with a common touch, even if a few know it was a simple aversion to life at court. I guess it makes sense. Alan married King Alistair in a lavish ceremony 6 months after his coronation, becoming the Prince Consort of Ferelden. The two toured the nation soon afterwards, and the people were ecstatic to see how the king adored his new husband. News that the Urn of Sacred Ashes has been found in Ferelden did not spread outside the chantry until Brother Genetivi made an announcement several months after the defeat of the Darkspawn. The manuscript detailing his research and his experience with Andraste's cult drew huge interest among scholars throughout Thedas. Some years later, the chantry announced that the resting place of Andraste's ashes has indeed been found. Years later? What the heck, we found it like in a day. A ripple of excitement spread among the pious people of Thedas, with many undertaking pilgrimage to see the ashes or partake in their healing powers. Following months of effort, the Tower of the Circle of Magi was finally cleansed of the last spirits to slip through the veil. No further abominations were created, and First Enchanter Irving was pleased to declare the circle safe. All that could be safe had been. And in the next game we are abandoning the circle system. With the slavers shut down in the alienage, the lot of the city-born elves improved for a time. The new king even named the local elder to his personal court, a scandal amongst the humans, but a sign of new hope to the elves. See? Another point that Alistair is the correct choice. Shiani continued to be an outspoken member of the alienage community, and in time became the new elder. That outspokenness earned her frequent trouble, but served her people well. Nice. rather caring too much than too little. Aliman remained in Denerim for some time, acting as the Chancellor and Chief Advisor to King Alistair. Tegan ruled over Redcliffe in his stead and was surprised to find himself well loved by the villagers, who were still grateful for the nights he spent defending their lives. In time, Eamon abdicated in favour of his brother, an event the locals greeted with approval and enthusiasm. Looking forward to seeing you at the next Pickle Juice Anonymous meeting. What happened here? The tavern in Redcliffe village, now run by Bella, was renamed the Grey Warden's Rest. Ooh, that's a nice detail. It echoes with tales of how the hero of Ferelden saved the village and healed Aliman with the sacred ashes of Andraste. Few believe that such tall tales could possibly be true. The Dalish elf prospered after the siege of Denerim, having earned much respect for their part in the battle. For once, human lands welcomed the wandering folk. Nice, at least something changed for the elves. The new keeper, Leliana, was respected both amongst the Dalish as well as in the Ferelden court. She was a voice of reason, and other Dalish clans would turn to her to help resolve disputes with human folk. As for the werewolves, now freed from their curse, they remained together and took their surname Wolf in memory of what they once were. They eventually became the most successful animal trainers in Thedas. Well, I guess they know. And each year would gather to light a candle in memory of the lady who had loved them so well. Aww. I really like the lady. I think still, from all the main quest lines, I think the elvish one was my favorite. In Orzammer, King Balin quickly proved himself a reformer. Nice. Trade with the surface land increased, and caste restrictions were loosened. The castlers were permitted to take arms against the Darkspawn in exchange for new freedoms. For the first time in generations, the line in the deep roads was pushed back, and few takes were reclaimed. I would say they both were kind of bad choices. That sounds like the correct choice. Balin's reforms quickly found him enemies within the warrior and noble castes. However, after several assassination attempts, the assembly was dissolved. Oh gosh. The king then ruled alone. Some said as a tyrant, others said as a visionary determined to drag Orzammer into the modern world. Yeah. The dwarven mage. The dwarven mage? He's a dwarven mage? The dwarven mage, Dagna, ultimately completed her studies at the rebuilt Circle Tower on the surface. Eventually, she published a comprehensive theory of how lyrium vapors relate to the supply of magic. It gained a great deal of attention. Nice. This inspired mages from other parts of Thedas to establish a new circle of magi in Orzammer itself, ones that had ready access to dwarven lyrium, and lies outside the chantry's power completely. Yes! Chaos and anarchy, down with the chantry! The willingness of Orzammer to harbor apostates sparked outrage. There began whispers that the divine was contemplating a new exalted march. The chantry is so horrible. Always just seeking power and control. Especially for Andraste, who was like so merciful and kind, they really don't follow that example. Although the Anvil of the Void was destroyed, rumors about its location crept into Orzammer. Years later, thanks to the defeat of the Darkspawn on the surface, a few determined smiths managed to locate the Anvil's remains. Oh boy. They examined the ruins of the Anvil, and, upon returning to Orzammer with their findings, convinced the Shape Ray to attempt to recreate Caridin's research. A new golem was created, bound with a spirit taken from the Fate. That sounds interesting, but also pretty dangerous. The golem immediately went insane, killing several Shapers before it was destroyed. The research was branded excessively dangerous and sealed away. Whispers of its existence circulated throughout Orzammer, however, and demands among the Smith case to reopen Caridin's research refused to abate. Do you think Morrigan would drink pickle juice asking for a friend? 120%. Alistair? No. Morrigan? Yes. Zevran? Also definitely pickle juice enjoyer. Wynne? Also no. I think Shale would do that just to shock you. Like, Shale doesn't like that, but does it just for the reaction. Anyone else you're curious about? As good as a word, Morrigan disappeared once the archdemon was slain. Someone of Morrigan's description was seen traveling around months later, heading west through the Frostback Mountains. And she may even have been with child. There was no word of her after that. Felmus hut and the qunari wilds was likewise abandoned. One cannot help but wonder, where did they go? What were their plans? What became of the child? These questions must remain a mystery. For now. They are never answered! Not in 2, not in Inquisition. The companions who had travelled with Alan eventually scattered to the Four Winds. I hope not Alistair. Drawn either by personal duty or by the call to further adventure. The hero remained a Denerim, a celebrity among the commoners and a fixture at court. At least, for a time. As the blighted lands began to heal and the Grey Wardens slowly rebuilt the Order in Amaranthine, they discovered that the fight against the Darkspawn was not yet complete. Although the Horde was rooted and had dissolved upon the Archdemon's death, many of the more powerful Darkspawn survived to organize roving war bands that preyed both upon the land and upon each other. These war bands spread havoc, and some even journeyed west into Orlais or crossed the shining sea by the deep roads. They proved incredibly difficult to wipe out. But these are tales yet to be told. This tale ended when Alan sank his blade in the Archdemon's head and destroyed it forever. It was not the last that Ferelden would hear of him, however. Which is a lie, he never appears in the later games. Roland travelled to the Hunter Fell, where he found his father, Ben Gilmore, alive and well, extremely happy to see his son again. The estate was in disarray, but with hard work, Roland helped his father to restore it to its former days. Was that it?
Are you ready, my lord? The crowds outside are getting restless.
Interesting, I would have kind of thought we would go back to the main menu. But you know what? I think that's it.
Are you ready, my lord?
How many times did this game crash? Oh boy. Anyway, I would say we come to a conclusion. It was a really cool game, despite all the crashes, despite also some lengthy parts. It was really cool, really liked the characters, really liked the story, had really cool lore bits, really cool companions as usual. The Alistair romance was amazing. Morrigan is a very sus but very curious and intriguing character, and I'm very happy that also all of you kinda asked me again and again to play it and to give it another try, and yeah, that it worked. So especially thanks for all the technical support, especially at the beginning, how to fix all the things, and thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as well, as much as I did, and yeah, there will be definitely at some point streams of the DLCs. I'm not 100% sure when exactly to do that, but stay tuned and either catch that on Twitch or on YouTube. And yeah, thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed it. And